exclusively.
What? Oh, just down here.
Just like,
but like my.
Welcome to Radish. We all got put our back out.
the next Tiktoxicated, we just do the most cursed angle possible.
I'm just gonna hang the.
So this week I want to talk about a new Netflix show.
Like a 9 Inch Nails video.
Oh, look at my. You guys are going to see this. Hold on. I have a gorilla hologram.
Oh my god. It's beautiful. Does he like walk around your desk? Can you feed him hologram bananas?
Coco, walk. No.
Coco, kill.
All of this is going to sound great in audio form.
Yeah.
There was for those of you listening, a big part of this episode was just putting the camera at a weird angle and laughing.
Yeah. Keep an eye on our Twitch stream when we'll do a cursed. Since we all have mobile webcams now, we can do a cursed camera angle stream at some point.
Oh, great.
Because I think my webcam has a 4-foot long cord, so I can just put this thing anywhere.
I know that it's a 4-foot walk to the bathroom, so perfect.
Just like.
But does your microphone have a 4-foot long cord?
Yeah. Oh yeah, the microphone also has an insanely long cord.
Wow.
Look at Mr. Longcord over here. What I should do is I should get a long cord and I should lay on my bed.
Honestly, yeah.
Just lay there with the microphone.
Hey
you guys seen the new movie?
Screen very well.
It's all fun and games till Sean does his show and tell, and I hit it with the honk me.
All right, folks, we're talking about Tar this week. Yeah. What?
Did somebody tweet that we were live? Can I do that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Preemptive Steve Urkel. Can I do that?
Polite and preemptive Steve Urkel. Premeditated Steve Urkel.
May I do that?
Oh boy. Is Hobie back under the TV? Not glad. Oh, not anymore. Hey, dude.
Anybody got like a funny little thing happen to them this week to start us off with?
I was You go ahead, Sean. I want to hear about your funny little thing.
Go ahead. I don't have a funny little thing.
Nothing.
No, I did bust a couple shoplifters at my store.
Oh.
I saved us $200 of nearly lost merchandise.
What'd they steal?
Dang.
They did one of those like 2-man jobs where like one of them came up, bought an Aphex Twin EP, and he was real just kind of like shifty, not really communicative, and I'm like, okay, Aphex Twin fan. And he just kind of walked around the store, and his buddy was just kind of in the hip hop section, just kind of looking around, and I really thought nothing of it. And then I noticed for, split second that the guy who bought the Aphex Twin EP no longer had his bag, but they were still in the store walking around. It's like, oh, that's weird. And he came up and he asked about some shoegaze band from the 90s. I was trying to distract me with it, but he was talking real fast and real just like, and he's just like, could you tell me about Lush? It's like, I've never seen it before. I was like, is there anything? And I hear just, I initially think, okay, Aphex Twin fan, whatever.
Sure.
And then I hear bag rustling over in the distance, and his buddy is over behind the hip hop section, which in our record store, it's pretty small, but it's open enough that I can hear everything. I can see, and I can nearly see everything. I can hear everything. So I'm like, okay, this is fishy, because this guy's trying to.
He's Sean Nishant.
Yeah, and this kid is doing something weird over there, and so I was like, no, but I'm sorry, like I can't, they haven't pressed anything since '96, whatever. And I see his buddy walk around, and the bag that initially had one record in it is bigger than before, and
it's the
I go
than before bag.
exactly. And say, hey, bud, can I see what's in your bag real quick? And he was like, sure. And he pulls out, I think, about 8 records that were
Which
not in the
ones?
bag before.
Yeah, what do you get?
It was another. I think it was 3 other Aphex Twin albums.
Oh Jesus.
The
It
Aphex
was
triplets.
MF Doom, pretty much. It was MF Doom's Operation Doomsday, Tyler's Scumfuck Flower Boy, and also Call Me If You Get Lost.
This guy's taste in
And
music.
yeah, they were, I think, no older than 18. And I've never handled this situation before. None of us have. We're not really trained to do this because
Put him
we're,
in handcuffs?
independent. No.
He
I was
kicked
just
his
like,
ass.
he was just like, I was considering getting these, and just wanted to walk around with them. I was like, all right, cool. Well, next time you consider them, like, keep them up here. We'll watch them for you. And I was like, all right. Also, we're also 5 minutes before we close, so think quickly. And then he pulled out a bunch of wadded 20s for the Operation Doomsday. And I was like, good choice. We never really see this one. It usually goes quick, so I'm glad you got this one. And I watched them walk out of the building. And yeah, I've never had to deal with shoplifters or potential shoplifters before.
You turned it into a purchase.
I turned it in. I still got money from him, and
That's grind set right
hope
there.
They never come back. It was like, oof. I was like, go do it at a Barnes and Noble, guys. Like, not like
Yeah.
we're like we're an independently owned store. Like, why would you come in and steal nearly $200 worth of product? But yeah,
So at
not
Target,
very fun.
they have these displays of things for, like, I guess, like the holidays that are going on, and they have a display up at the Target in Alpharetta, and it says celebrating Black History Month, and there's a bunch of records, and there's a Miles Davis record on there, but they put this display in the women's swimsuit section. Which I know is just like aisle space or whatever, but for some reason there's a display of was it Kind of Blue? Is the Miles Davis one?
Yeah.
There's a display of Kind of Blue in front of the bikini. And I was like, what a galaxy brain place to buy your records.
It's what Miles would have wanted, I'm sure.
He loved the summer.
Yeah.
He loved the summer. That's where he got the title of the album from. Like, Miles, what's your favorite kind of like sky? What's your favorite kind of day? And he said, kind of blue. And that's what the album sounds like.
What
Sounds
kind of
like a
lingerie
warm
do you
summer
like,
day.
Miles?
Kind of blue.
Kind of blue.
Miles, what's periwinkle? Kind of blue. Anyways, folks. Oh wait, Will, go on with your anecdote before.
Oh yeah, I was walking Max, and some lady walked by, and it was dark. I didn't have my glasses on. I didn't see what her face looked like, and I was like, "Hey, what's up? How's it going?" We do the "How's it going?" nod that you do for your apartment neighbors, and she goes, "Hey, how's it going?" Looked down, and goes, "Hey, Max," and walked off. And I was like, "Who is this lady? How is Max on a first name basis with her?" I'm picturing him having little like daytime parties while I'm at work, bringing the neighbors over, having hors d'oeuvres, listening to Kind of Blue.
Yeah. What's I mean, I guess that's like kind of Snoopy's gig. I mean,
Yeah.
sort of.
Yes, Snoopy
Just
knows
kinda
all the
like
women in the
leading sex
neighborhood.
life. Yeah, he does.
That's why he
Joe
walks like
Cool.
that.
That's nice.
I guess I have a little story that I could tell too.
Oh, you were leading us. You just wanted us to tee you up.
No, honestly,
Yeah.
you guys had such
He's
good
like,
little stories.
oh,
I
did
was
you
like,
guys do anything fun this week? Well, let me tell you what I did.
And we both had something better than whatever Tyler's dumb story is going to be.
Oh, well, just wait. So I was sitting, waiting for my meeting to start today, and we're just doing little shoot the shit talk between me and my coworkers. And my coworker goes, "I was struck by lightning over the weekend," and I like laughed, but no one else laughed. And I go, "Wait, you were being serious?" She said, "Yeah, I got struck by lightning this weekend." I was like, "How? How are you still here?" Apparently, she went out with a group of people during a lightning storm, which, one, that's your problem.
That's how you get it.
Yeah.
That's how you get hit
Yeah.
by lightning. Apparently, she said they were just walking, and all of a sudden she felt this giant force push her back. And I was like, come on, that's not lightning. People get struck by lightning, have to go to the hospital. So she showed me this video of her friend right before lightning struck. Her friend was standing there, and they were like, "What's going on with your hair?" And it showed the hair standing up And I was like, "Oh my god, you definitely got struck by lightning."
That's awesome.
Was she okay?
Yeah, she's fine. She was complaining about a cough, and I'm like, "Was that from the lightning?" But
Imagine if she like came in like just bandaged, or I don't
Yes.
know what happens when you get struck by lightning.
Full body
Jeez
cast.
Louise. Yeah. I got struck by lightning.
and then we continued on with the rest of the meeting. Like that wasn't the most bizarre.
This is the
amazing
whole
piece of
meeting
info.
now.
Yeah, I couldn't focus on anything else. I was just sitting there
It was
thinking,
just facing his head away from the slideshow, just mouth agape at the whole time at his coworker, just like.
You guys
I'm
remember
not
that-
convinced that they're not dead, and that was just their ghost on camera.
All right, does anybody have any input? Yeah, so like, what did it feel like?
Did it hurt when you fell from heaven?
When heaven tried to strike you down.
You guys
Just
remember that?
like go to the cafe and grab a metal spoon and see if it sticks to her.
Yeah, I should.
You guys remember that news blooper of the lady who got struck by lightning, and they're like, she just came to and is talking for the first time, and the video skips, and it's just like,
Error. Yeah, think about it all the time.
and that is not what she sounded like. We will fix that.
Oh boy, everyone! Welcome to episode 234 of Radish. It's the Show and Tell podcast, where we bring you the good stuff and only the good stuff every week. I am your host and curator this week, Sean, and I am currently watching two kittens play around.
Fight.
It's great. Yeah. I don't know if they'll ever fight. They're like a tag team.
Would you say that like you're gonna name one of your cats tag team?
Yeah,
No,
Animal and Hawk, the Road Warriors.
Tag teams are a great source for names. Anyways.
Marty and Sean.
Yeah.
I don't want to. It's SHAWN, Shawn Michaels, so it's fine.
Yeah.
I'm Will, and I asked this weekend if I could sing "Glycerin" by Bush at Sean's wedding, and he gave it the funny react. So last week's campaign went really well. So I need everyone to reply to this episode with "Let Will play Bush," and get a grassroots campaign, and for me to play "Glycerine" at Sean's wedding.
Oh, please.
When you
Like
say
you're-
play Glycerin,
Yeah.
do you mean like with guitar and sing
I haven't
it,
decided
or
yet.
just like
I'm gonna sing it.
backing? Okay.
Oh,
There's gonna
wow.
be an instrument.
It'd be very funny if you just played guitar to the vocal track. Just played 3 chords with distortion bellow. It's a pretty song.
It's beautiful. I think it'd be a great wedding song.
Yeah, I think so too.
Is it going to be your
I'm
first
all-
dance?
I'm all for
I'm gonna-
this.
Yeah, thank you, Tyler. Let Will play Bush.
I guess that is a good way of getting around like the hey, can you like this will get me on the dance floor like answer if like obviously we're not gonna put that in. But like if you know I'm making a speech at the wedding, I'm gonna make it Glycerin by Bush.
Glycerine, please.
Glycerin. Glycerin. Yeah.
The Latin
It's-
pronunciation.
Glycerine. He gets more angry as it goes on.
And I'm Tyler Eagle Eye Cherry.
There was a time in my life where I really loved that song.
Stay
Oh,
stay
Which
good night.
one? All of them, right?
Save Tonight.
Save tonight.
tonight.
That's stay good night.
Yeah.
Fight the break of dawn until tomorrow.
Yeah,
Come on, guys.
that and Fastball's the way, and you were ready for a hot car ride in the 90s.
Oh, 100%.
Honestly. And you get Hey Jealousy.
Oh, hey,
Jealousy.
That's the trio right there. Yeah,
Hold
I
on,
would
let's
put
finish this
In the
playlist.
Meantime by Space Hog and like the B-sides there.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. Loser by Beck. Mr.
Yeah.
Jones.
Oh.
Mr. Jones,
Mr.
Counting
Mr.
Crows.
Jones,
Get some Counting Crows
absolutely.
in here. Santana. Get some Santana in there.
Featuring Rob Zombie. No, not Rob Zombie, but featuring
Featuring Rob Zombie of Santana.
Smooth featuring Rob Zombie of the Munsters.
Mm.
Oh boy! All right, this week we're talking about something I'm surprised we haven't talked about yet. I mean, I'm sure all of you listening have seen it in the news, but we're just now getting to it because the saga appears to be closed. But we'll see.
Oh.
After that, we're talking about Tyler's new kitchen appliance. I'm introducing my new friends. I haven't seen what Will's talking about yet, and then we're getting to our. Oh, our main segment tonight is inspired by the recent release, streaming release of Shudder, the streaming app, no, of Skinamarink, a movie which I watched and we'll talk about soon, but I adored it and I'm very excited for the future of horror. So we're going to be talking about that, and at the end of the episode, you stick around if you'd be so kind. We're going to be bringing up our most memorable nightmares and trying to put them all together into a Radish produced prestige horror film. So wish us luck on
Spoilers.
that. In any case,
The monster is a metaphor for trauma.
yeah, it's all a metaphor for trauma. Or I really can't parse out Skinamarink, but we'll do that on another point. Anyways, so this is an entry into the Thieves Guild that honestly, what a saga. I saw it on the Today Show and I knew it was big news.
Sean watches the Today Show.
That's the real news here.
How's Hoda
Yeah,
Kotb doing?
Honestly, without irony, I do watch Hoda, like the first 10 minutes of Hoda and Jenna almost every morning. Before I leave
Kathy
for work.
Lee?
Oh. She left.
She left years ago.
What? She can't
Yeah.
keep a
Yeah.
job
It's-
between Regis and
They were
this.
It's
Hired
Hoda
her-
Kotb and it's Hoda and Jenna now.
Oh,
They're
man.
great.
They retired
Yeah.
her like Taco Bell retired the Verde sauce.
Yeah.
Do you think?
Oh, don't bring it up.
Do you think Kathy Lee leaving is like a harbinger of doom? Because she left, and then Regis Philbin died later.
Well, like a decade or like 15 years later.
I never said it was instant. God works in mysterious ways.
Yeah.
So does Kathy Lee.
I mean, Hoda Kotb's still well and kicking. They were in Quebec this week. It was great. It was delightful.
For what reason?
Neither of them can speak French. I don't know. It was a quick day trip.
She's still trying to find someone to say her name backwards so she can rest.
Like like I said, I only watched the first 10 minutes or so before I leave for work, so I only ever get like the little banter at the beginning. But they're doing well. It's nice. It's always fun to hear Jenna talk about her upbringing or like her. It's like, oh yeah, my grandfather, and you realize it's just former President George Bush.
Oh, what?
Yeah, and no, Jenna Hager Bush is the co-host.
That's right.
That's
I
George
forgot.
and Laura Bush's daughter.
Ah.
She's great, honestly. You know, setting whatever misgivings I have, I like Jenna. She's nice.
Mr. President, Kathy
Cool.
Lee's left the Day Show.
Yeah.
You can all see me in about 4 to 5 years in the audience at the Hoda and Jenna show on in Rockefeller Square. We'll be sure to, yeah. In any case, I saw this story a little earlier in the third hour of the Today Show where 2 monkeys were taken from the Dallas Zoo in late January with no apparent motive, or like it was just a very strange incident following a disappearance of Nova, I believe a cougar who went
Spotted
missing.
leopard, please.
Oh, spotted leopard. Thank you, Tyler.
Clouded
um,
leopard.
Clouded
Incredibly
leopard.
endangered.
Yeah.
If there was a cougar missing, they could check my place.
Oh,
There was a
that'd be
So
dangerous.
5'5". But like the Dallas Zoo has been going through a lot where like they had, I think, some rare birds died mysteriously. The clouded leopard disappeared, but that was then found. And then these little emperor tamarins were stolen. And police couldn't find anything. There was no evidence, and eventually they arrested a man. They found the 2 monkeys in a closet in an abandoned house 15 miles away from the zoo for God knows what reason, but there's no apparent motive as to like why he stole the monkeys in particular. I mean, I guess they're pretty popular in the black market.
They're
This guy
the
was
second best kind of tamarins. Let's be real here. Have y'all ever seen a golden lion tamarin?
Yeah, GLTs are way
so.
better.
Come on.
Yeah. And
Gay
maybe the
can lettuce
Dallas Zoo
and
doesn't have
tomato.
'em. But yeah, like a 24-year-old dude was arrested for stealing these little monkeys. The Dallas Zoo was just going through it this year.
It is. It truly is. You better believe I've been following this closely.
Okay,
I've been on the beat. I was in Dallas earlier this week because I needed to get to the bottom of this. Yeah, no, they had the leopard that got out. That was because someone damaged the cage and it got out. And yeah, they had these poor tamarins that were stolen. But Sean, you said that it's seemingly over. You know what happened 3 days ago in the Central
no.
Park Zoo? Another
Oh.
vandal let out Flacco, a Eurasian owl, and now it's just flying around Central Park, and they're trying to catch it. So I think
my God.
this is a coordinated effort, and I am not behind this. I like zoos. I like the the good kind of zoos that fun conservation and all that good stuff. Go
Like
pick
Doc
on
He's got his family. It's a family-run establishment.
yeah, you're right. No, that's what I want to see is all of the tigers at Doc Angel's place getting out. That would be more exciting.
Yeah, notice how this is Thieves Guild adjacent, but I don't want to enter this man into Thieves Guild because if he stole these tamarins and then just put them in a closet in a Florida Project ass house and somewhere in Dallas, that doesn't deserve. There's no like grand scheme to this thing as far as we can tell. No, he does not enter the Thieves Guild.
I can kind of understand where he's coming from. Who hasn't been in a position of being able like arm's reach of monkeys and thinking, I should take these, and then he probably realized, yeah,
they do have little mustaches.
Yeah, exactly. And he realized he didn't have the proper combs or anything for these monkeys, so he did the best that he could.
Tyler, can you real quick show us in your closet real quick, just behind you?
What's in my?
Would you mind just full transparency showing us what's in your closet? It's okay. You can plead the fifth, but it is gonna look sus.
Yeah, I'm gonna plead the fifth on this, and not because monkeys, but
the owl's in there.
Yeah, the owl. The Central Park owl.
Who?
There it goes.
Ooh.
Yeah, best of luck to the Dallas Zoo. Hopefully their year gets a little easier after all this. I'm glad they found the monkeys safe and happy. And apparently, Nova, the clouded leopard's okay too. And apart from, I guess, those little buzzards, everything's okay.
Here's how they fix this. They do the same way as Barnes and Noble. At the front of the zoo, they put out a bunch of shitty animals they don't care if you steal.
Yeah.
Here's rats. You can take as many rats as you can fit in your hands. You know how Barnes and Noble has that one display of books like in the doorway that like you can just grab an armful of?
Yeah.
Guide to Yoga and Atlas.
The Skeleton and You. But it's not like a fun skeleton. It's like a science skeleton.
Like, here are some German cockroaches that are likely in your kitchen as we speak.
They
take them if you want.
They put them past the metal detector. Just like get them out of
here. It's before the ticket line.
It's one step below putting them on the curb.
Free possum. Oh man.
This bear got angry one day and we got not been able to calm it down all years.
But the flamingos at the Atlanta Zoo are always just kind of out in the front. That's the first thing you see, and my dad's like, "You could always take a flamingo, but no one does." You're just walking around.
Smell has stuck with me my entire life.
Yeah,
it's always like the first thing. We're gonna put the stinkiest birds right at the front. Welcome to the Dallas Zoo. We put small metal pellets in all of our animals so that you can't steal them.
It makes giving them MRIs really exciting.
Yeah, just take it to the vet. Pop.
Where an MRI means palliative care. Jeez.
You would not believe your eyes. 17 metal BBs exploded out of a bald eagle.
Oh man, it'd be very funny to just go into an insect house in some zoo and they just have a mason jar filled with fireflies and just like a little sticky note. Caught these last night. That's the Biloxi Zoo.
Just walk in with like a closed hands and go, "Do you take donations?"
Hundreds of ants.
In an
It's like
envelope.
that one the Reddit post of like, who do I contact if I have theories? I keep calling universities and they won't listen to me. You like go to a zoo, like, I've got this tick on me. You want him?
If you pulled up to the zoo and like maybe sat in like the drop-off lane and opened the door and let an orangutan out, it was like, "Go tell him you're here."
He's got a little backpack.
He's got a pork pie hat. He's got a briefcase. Would they be mad at you for the orangutan or happy that you turned him in? Ask if I need to sign a form.
He's got a little lunchbox.
You'll make plenty of friends.
Little desk inside the orangutan cage. He goes and sits at. 5 o'clock comes. He gets up.
Well, there's no
Walks
bus,
out.
so you gotta drive him there.
Yeah.
I'll see you at 6.
He's only got his learner's permit. We're working on it.
Oh man.
Dunstan enrolls.
The utopia. That's the one we need. That's the 90s revival we need. Oh boy.
Do they make those kinds of movies anymore? It used to be like a funny movie you'd go and see on the weekend was just dude and a monkey, and that was the movie.
Turner and Hooch.
Yeah. I don't think so. They're either like all direct to streaming or direct to DVD. And the last like movies I've seen like that are like the Air Buddies movies.
The closest we get is that one where Channing Tatum has to like bring a rescue dog across the country, and he's like a veteran.
Yeah.
But those
it's
aren't as
called
funny as
Dog,
Dunstan
too.
checks in.
Yeah, no, it's not.
We need to bring
Why
back.
can't it be a veteran with an orangutan who also fought in the invasion of
An
Fallujah?
orangutan with PTSD has to ride the passenger seat with Channing Tatum from Montana to
served-
Florida.
They served together with a third monkey who died, and they're going across the country to the funeral.
They've got a small coffin with a flag on it.
The bananas.
What was that movie called?
Veteran chimp.
I can't. I was only thinking 0830, but what was the Steve Carell one called?
Steve Carell was in a movie with a monkey?
No, he was in the movie where like it was like the veterans going across the country, right?
Oh.
You
I
know
don't watch
Clint
those.
Eastwood's going to direct that.
Oh, 100%.
Last Flag Flying.
Hang
It
on.
was Bryan
Anything?
Cranston, Lawrence Fishburne, and Steve Carell.
Anything?
Is it Steven Spielberg?
I got nothing.
I'm just thinking monkey business, but that's probably been used.
Taps for Dunstan.
Monkey in Honor. No.
That's-
Monkey of Honor. No. Oh boy. We'd love to see it. We should bring the chimps back. You know, I know we're in a post-Nope world, but we should bring the well-trained chimps back to the movie sets and have them do very serious stories.
Or just funny dog movies. Remember Sea Spot Run?
Mm-hmm.
See, Spot one, that was a good one.
Just a dog who behaved poorly. Snow dogs? A bunch of dogs who behaved poorly. And they pulled Cuba Gooding Jr. around the snow.
Marley
And they had
me?
hotel for dogs. That Marley and me, the dog who behaved so badly. I haven't seen Marley and Me, but I have to imagine that's what happens. That's what brings the end upon everyone.
No more
Yep.
sad animal movies. Just movies where animals are assholes, like King Kong.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Well, I'm
Get
sorry,
some animals
Sean,
on
we
the
are-
next. Yeah, no, it's okay. Get some animals on the next Bullet Train movie. That'd be a lot of fun. There's only one snake in the last one. Let's
Zoo
get more.
Train, Zoo Train.
Zoo Train, Zoo Train.
He's got to go like Snowpiercer through the different animal cars. And there's a giraffe car where you got to fight on the roof and the heads are poking out.
That's a brilliant.
I'm liking
idea.
this. I'm liking this.
We're in a great mood to move on to the final segment. We're not there yet.
Okay.
What good stuff do y'all have this week? Ooh.
I'll go really quick. I know 2 episodes ago we talked about how Netflix is terrible now, and it's all because of reality shows. But there's a good one. I promise it's good. It's a Netflix reality show called Pressure Cooker, and Netflix literally advertised it as Top Chef meets Big Brother. So I was like, okay, I'm in.
You got
And
me. It's
and it's good. It's the twist is really interesting in that
Don't tell me,
essentially
don't tell
it's
me.
Oh, sorry. Spoilers. It's a giant commercial kitchen that's just lovely, and then there's dorms right next to it, and they just live there for the whole competition. They do their little competing, and then they go to bed. The way that they do the challenges is there's no host to the show. It's all just a single ticket printer that you would see in a kitchen. And every time, like every now and again, it'll just print a ticket, and that's the challenge. They have to make breakfast or some definitely more involved than breakfast, but
Scrambled egg.
yeah.
it's
And
harder than you
then
think.
the rest of the contestants judge each other's food. There's no judges that come in until the very end when there's only a few people left and they have no one left to judge each other's food. But up until that point, it's all based on relationships inside and outside the kitchen, playing strategy, but also like judging on whether or not the food's good. And it's definitely like Top Chef in that all of the chefs that come like are amazing. They're great at their craft. It's all very like high class food that just looks delicious that comes out, but with a nice little added twist of you know, they
You gotta
live
sleep
there
there.
and have to deal with that. So contestants are all great. A lot of great characters. You know,
That's what we like to hear.
yeah,
Finish
that's what
your
we like to
drinks.
hear. Yep. So check it out. I know it's probably not everybody's cup of tea, but it was certainly lovely, and I enjoyed it. The Circle, the
Happy
new
to
season
hear.
of The Circle is also great. If anybody's watching that still.
I should probably throw it on. I've been missing some good reality TV trash now that Drag Race has been shortened to the length of a TikTok.
it's
Isn't it 45 minutes? Like it's still
Yeah, yeah.
longer than most stuff.
it's Quibi Drag
No.
Race.
Yeah, but like it used to be like a pretty standard hour and a half show because there's a lot going on and there's a lot of storylines that fit in. But now it's like, here come the runways, and each queen gets like 8 seconds, and you're like, well, I can't do anything with this. I can't form any opinions. So it's just MTV is taking their new flagship reality program and just running into the dirt. But you know, we'll see what happens next year.
We will.
It's just how it goes. I've got my attention diverted right now because I've got 2 little new kitties in front of me who are finally eating their dinner. That's right. My good stuff this week is Peyton and I adopted 2 new kittens who are 6-month-old. They're bonded little brothers, we think, maybe if not just bonded little kitties. So far, we have named they're both domestic long hairs. One's like black and white tuxedo, and the other one's a tabby. And so far, we have them named Gus and Hobie because we thought those were perfect little cat names. But now, as we're learning their personalities more because they're being a little less shy, we're starting to the floor's still open. They haven't really learned their names, so we're like, maybe we'll give them a different name. So I thought this week, for you 2 specifically, don't talk to me on Twitter. If you have fun cat names on Twitter, go ahead, reply. That's fine. But Will and Tyler, what would you name a pair of cats if you had a pair of cats?
Diamond and Silk.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
too soon. Come on.
Did they both die?
One of them did.
One of them.
Oh,
did.
okay.
Yep. I don't know. I'd go like biblical with it, maybe like
Cain and
Lazarus, Cain and Abel.
They are two brothers.
I like
Anyway.
Gus and Hobie. They sound like newsies. It's two old timey
Yeah.
kids on the street corners. Like, did you hear about this?
We learned the foster parent told me after, like, as we were like, you know, there to adopt, that they were a German family, so they only spoke to the cats in German for the 4 or 5 weeks that they had them.
Oh, German
Yeah.
names.
Well, you know, German is notoriously easy to pick up, so certainly
Yeah.
those cats are fluent in German in just 5 days.
Yeah, so I think Augustus probably, that's why he's responding so well, because, you know, we speak to him in German, but Hobie is not a German name, so
Mm-mm.
I don't know, maybe we'll name him BMW or something.
Yeah.
My dog gets very timid when you yell or raise your voice. Do you think those cats are just terrified of anything in German? Are they going to think you're like the kindest soul on earth just for speaking in a softer language?
Yeah, maybe. Here's hoping. They're both just looking at me right now from the cat tree. They don't know what to think. They're great. Look forward to updates.
Speaking of updates, if you updated Game Pass recently, you will find a game you can download right now, and I think it's also on Xbox and PC, but it's on Game Pass for free, and most people have that. So, it's called Hi-Fi Rush. It is.
Ooh.
It's super fun. It's the main selling point is that I've heard it's 6 hours long, and I was like, absolutely, I'm in. I
6 or
downloaded it.
6T.
6.
Wow.
It feels like a
Okay.
relic of the Dreamcast era today. It is like a cheesy, heavily cel-shaded, stylized game where you do platforming and it's rhythm-based, so you do these attacks with your big electric guitar to the beat of the music that the thing goes, the level's playing, and it's just a blast. It feels like a game you'd pick up at like Blockbuster for your PS2. Like, it is absolutely the most nostalgic game that didn't exist back then I've ever played. It's a lot of fun. The plot's pretty bare bones. You're a kid who robots are after, and you got to fight them with the power of music. The biggest surprise is that there's licensed music in this game. It's not just OST.
Damn.
Oh.
The opening scene is set to Lonely Boy with the Black Keys, and I was like, oh, they got Lonely Boy for this game. And then the first boss fight is to a Nine Inch Nails song, which
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was amazed by. You fight this big QA robot, and he's like punching you, and you gotta like dodge and like hit him back, and it's all perfectly synced up to A Million by Nine Inch Nails, and it's just a really cool game. And I haven't
How
finished it yet,
cool.
but you got Game Pass. It's free. It takes like 10 gigs. It's really small. It runs amazing. Like, it runs on like people's laptops at 60 FPS. Like, it's
Nice.
and Bethesda dropped this. They shadow dropped it. There was no trailer. There was nothing. Just somebody in Bethesda at Tango Gameworks who made The Evil Within had this, and they were like, "Wow, this is great. Release it." And so they just put it out as like a surprise, and it's Game of the Year contender right now for a lot of sites. It's awesome.
That's
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I've been seeing is people being like, "Game of the Year," and it's one of the shortest games I ever played, and stuff like that. I was like, "Damn, this must be a good ass game." So good to know it is.
It's good. It's like,
Yeah.
just like it's if you played that era of like PS2, like Katamari and stuff like that, you'll Viva Pinata, those kind of dumb platformers. I think you'll feel right at home with this.
Nice.
If it drops for, you know, if a port drops for Switch or PlayStation, I'm all in.
I think it is on Switch, is it not?
I think it's just Xbox right now. I
Oh,
can look.
sorry, Sean.
Yeah. No, it's okay. I've still got Neon White to get through, so I've got my weird music, colorful, fun game to get through before I get to.
Yeah, it's Xbox on one of those right now. So I'm sorry, Sean, but
It's okay. Seems easy to port. We'll see.
oh yeah,
All right. Well, this week on Shudder, this past Thursday if you're listening to this in the second week of February. Shudder recently made available the indie cult, favorite, the horror movie that has gone viral for either being the scariest thing you've ever watched or the most boring thing you've ever watched. I'm talking about Skinamarink, as written and directed by Kyle Edward Ball. It is it's really hard to say, and I guess that's why I'm really excited to talk about it this week. It's a very atmospheric horror movie. The story is loose. It takes place in 1995. There's these two children, I guess, who live in Edmonton, Alberta, who are left alone in a house by their parents, or their parents are there. But they start noticing that the windows and the doors of the house are rearranging and disappearing, and they're stuck in the house with some sort of entity. And to give you the quick Sean Radish review, as I'm best known for, this was one of the most terrifying experiences I've ever had watching this. It was, it plays with your imagination so well. No shot is it's mostly comprised of static shots of corners, of doors, of hallways. The children, who are named Kevin and Kylie, are never really seen in full. You see their feet, you see their backs, maybe their face, sort of once or twice, but you know that they're there. You feel a presence, you feel trapped in the house with them. But it just plays off of that sort of just nightmare feeling of a haunted house where nothing is really clear and nothing, you don't really know what's going on. And that's made especially true by the fact that the film is grainy as hell, because it was shot at extremely low light. There are also digital effects used to make the film look as if it were shot in 1995 on a camcorder in some just random house. It's hard to describe. It's hard to talk about. I've seen people try to. David Ehrlich of IndieWire described it as what if someone made the last shot of the Blair Witch Project into a feature-length film, and that's not so far off. I thought it was brilliant. I was terrified. I was frozen in my seat throughout. If you do decide to watch it, you're gonna want to distract yourself. Don't. Try and stay as immersed and keep your mind as open as possible. Let your imagination run wild, because that's the purpose of the movie, to really get the full effect. There's that one guy on TikTok who was like, "This is the most boring movie. It was like watching paint dry," and I was like, "You have no imagination. What? How do you I understand the movie is mostly
Picture an
static
apple,
shots,
rotate it.
It was exactly.
You
It
can't.
was just what? Why are you saying it's the most How do you watch? How are you known as the movie guy on TikTok? And you're like, I didn't like it. Have a dream or a heart or an imagination, dude.
There is
Whatever.
an element
In any
of
case,
having to be on board with it. It's one of those things
that is
where
true.
if you're watching Blair Witch Project, trying to pick it apart, it is a movie about people walking back and forth.
Yeah.
This is a
It is
lot
people
of
yelling at
hallways. This is a lot of
hallways.
But if you're in the mood, it's very scary hallway.
Yeah. If you do what I did, I turned off all the lights in my apartment. I was just all right, I'm all in. Let's get the full Skinamarink experience. And I, once it ended, I was like, okay, I'm all sweaty. I don't trust the dark in my own home. I need to watch vlogs about Disney cruises just to as a palate cleanser. Doesn't matter though. It's a fascinating next step for horror. It taps into the unconscious sort of nightmare part of our brain, or unconscious part of our brain that produces nightmares, that really taps into a primal fear that we've carried with us since childhood. And Ball is this is his first feature film, but I know he's been making short horror films on his YouTube I haven't seen any of them because I'm frankly pretty scared to, but I know people will submit nightmares that they've had through Reddit and he will try to interpret them through film. So this is something he is known for and pretty adept at. But yeah, if you're looking for a real fun, spooky time and something to like really get you, Skinamarink is absolutely worth the hype.
This is based on the song?
Yep.
Yep.
Is it?
No.
Skinamarink dick a dick Skinamarink do?
Funny enough, the title is purposefully misspelled, because Ball did not, like, the director did not want kids. I don't know what kids are Googling Skinamarink.
Just
Yeah, but he took out the second N in Skinamarink so that kids would not mistakenly happen upon the movie or whatever, like, jump scare supercuts that you would find online if they were just looking for the Skinamarinky Dinky Dink song.
Yeah, if I was a kid and I saw this, I would die. I wouldn't be on.
I wouldn't I wouldn't be able to sleep at all. This would be like, oh God, no, this is my worst nightmare on film. But now as an adult, it is that, but I was still able to sleep.
I will say, if you're afraid of this movie but want to see what it's about, I highly recommend ordering food during it and just kind of looking at your phone to see when your sandwich is going to get here, because that really took the tension off a lot of it. Being like, he's 20 minutes away. I'll be ready for that.
Yeah.
All right, I'm not in a house in 1995. I'm waiting for a Cuban sandwich.
Yeah, like I said, your brain will be like, all right, you're scared, distract yourself. Like, see how much longer is in the movie, do this, do that. But if you want the best experience, don't just stick with it. It's gonna go on too long, and you're gonna be like, I'm trapped here with these kids, and it'll be worth it in the end, because God, it has one of the most frightening final shots of any movie I've ever seen.
It is scary. I'm ready for Tyler to watch it.
Yeah.
I'll watch it just because. And listeners, stay tuned. If I'm watching this, we have to do a Fright Light episode.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keep an eye out. Fright Light will be coming back. When it does, we'll do an episode on Skinamarink. I'll be delving in more to the production, and we'll be getting Tyler's reaction, and we'll be, discussing all the sort of things and shots, the ways that the shots made us feel. But that does inspire the conversation that I wanted to have this week, with movies like Skinamarink, which, tapped into like a sort of, like I said, child-like nightmare situation. And there's also Jane Schoenbrun's We're All Going to the World's Fair, which is now streaming on HBO Max, which tapped into it's tagged as a horror film, and I would still like I welcome the category, but it's more of like how uncomfortable and how bewildering the world can be when you're someone online. I don't know if either of you have seen that yet.
It's been on my list. I have not watched it yet.
It's really interesting, and I think Jane Schoenbrun has like her fingers on the pulse of like, or their fingers on the pulse of like, what it's like to grow up as a kid online. And I'm very excited to see what they have coming up next. But there's also the Shudder exclusive Deadstream, which also came out last year, as written and directed by Joseph and Vanessa Winter, which like played off the idea of like, hey, there's this obnoxious internet streamer YouTuber who's going into the most haunted house in America. Here's their experience, and they play it in a very fun but frightening way. I'm seeing a lot of like horror films that aren't really taking the the A24 prestige elevated route, where it's like, oh, we adopted a little lamb child and it actually means this, or it's like, oh, my boyfriend brought me to Sweden with his friends and it actually means this. It's like, no, people are just making movies to scare the shit out of other people, and it's working well. So and there's also there's a Five Nights at Freddy's movie in development, currently shooting as we speak, through Blumhouse, which I'm actually kind of psyched for. I never played the game. The game seems scary as hell. I know there's a lot of lore behind the game, which it's kind of interesting. But I mean, for a game that's just about like, oh, I'm a security guard you guys can correct me, but it's like, you're a security guard at like a closed sort of Chuck E. Cheese equivalent,
Yeah,
and all the animatronics are coming alive and trying to kill you.
you got it.
Okay.
Do you
So
see
to
the
see,
Sorry,
yeah,
I was supposed to say, did you see the announcement from A24 that they're doing they're developing the concept of the back rooms into a
Yeah.
horror movie?
I just saw that. Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
add like they've got like Kane Parsons, like this 17-year-old YouTuber who directed a Backrooms movie or a few. I haven't watched them yet because I didn't know they existed. I'm excited to, but like they option him for a full length Backrooms movie. Like so, a lot of these like a lot of horror movies are now moving towards the online age, and I feel like with us being too online and that sort of thing, it's gonna tap into something like both like very familiar but also something innate if World's Fair and Skinamarink are any indication. So for the goodie bag this week, I'm interested. I just thought we'd all just kind of see if we can make a big old cosmic jumbo of a nightmare movie where we recount our most memorable nightmares and see if we can make a feature film out of those elements. So y'all, what sort of terrors did you bring?
All right, well, first of all, the honeycomb monster's there.
Oh yeah, the cereal mascot.
Yeah,
Yeah, that guy's fucked up.
yeah. That guy's real and it's gonna hurt you.
I saw a tweet recently where someone said he walked so Gritty can run, and now I'm kind of endeared to him.
It reminds
But
me,
yeah.
have you seen the TikToks of it's in some Spanish-speaking country where you're in a party bus and they have the guys that are dressed up like
Oh yeah, it's Brazil.
Brazil running up and doing flips off the bus and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
And some guy made a TikTok say, "Send this to your grandma and tell her it's real." That'd be a real horror movie.
It's just like, Grandma, these are little demons. I believe you.
Real quick, have you seen the TikTok of the lady who said he's sitting there with her mom and she goes, "Mom, Jesus was seen." The mom, where?
I have seen that.
We'll watch
She's
it on
like-
Thursday.
Okay.
She's so excited. She goes, "Where?
Show me.
Show me." It's a woof. Oh boy.
I mean, I think a lot of things that terrified me as a child have recently gotten horror movies. I was afraid of claymation as a kid, and Mad God came out last year.
Oh yeah, I watched Mad God. Fuck.
Yeah. I think now that Winnie the Pooh is is out of whatchamacallit, that now anybody can do it. They should make a movie where you're at school and nothing but a t-shirt and everybody points and calls you Winnie the Pooh. I think that would be a good way to use Winnie the Pooh now that it's free to use.
Was anything stopping you before from making that movie? I think you could
Yeah,
invoke
Disney.
the name.
Disney was
Yeah, Disney.
from making it.
Well, I mean, you wouldn't be like depicting the image of Winnie the Pooh.
It'd be a red t-shirt and nothing else. I think that's close
Okay.
enough to the bear that
Yeah, you're eating honey with your hands.
yeah, out of a pot that spelled honey. Wrong. Another one I have is Kilimanjaro Safari Ride at Animal Kingdom, shutting down at the furthest part, like in the ride, and then
Gotta
being
get
like,
out
"All
and
right, gotta walk." You'd be like, "But the lions!"
Was that not an Idris Elba movie recently?
It was an Idris Elba movie recently, but he got to get back in the Kilimanjaro vehicle. You're on your own in this nightmare scenario.
Yeah, land jaws. How about a movie where it's like you're a student and you're in college, you go your whole semester, you make friends, you go to parties, you make mistakes maybe, and it's just a real coming of a Bildungsroman, if you will. And then the end of the semester comes and you go, "Oh, I didn't go to statistics all semester. Oh no!"
Yeah, I had that dream like last week. Like
It's the worst dream. I have it once a
Please.
month.
Yeah. My last one I have written is, and this one's pretty specific. It's a movie about reverse parking your car in the busiest Trader Joe's parking lot ever, and somehow every single one of my past teachers are standing there watching. Absolutely terrifying movie.
How about you're at a party and there's like one guy you know there, and you walk in and he's busy, and you're just like, oh no. What do I do? And you're just standing there kind of behind him like in orbit while he's doing something else. And he's not going to be done anytime soon. And you're just like, can you introduce me to someone?
Skinamarink did not make me sweat. That has started making me sweat. Like, it's terrifying.
He's like, oh yeah, hang out with me all night. And you're like, there's a limit to this. Like, I'm past it.
He's like, hey, hang out with me, and then he goes to a circle of people, and then fits just himself in that circle, introduces himself, then just joins the conversation.
You say your name and no one hears it.
You say it again, and someone said, oh, we heard it the first time.
Say, hey, get in the circle, haircut. Shitty party POV, the movie.
Ooh. I just have salad snake written down based off a nightmare I had. I had a night.
Shark in the pool.
My brain will not remember things that my fiance has said to me 4 seconds beforehand, but it will hold on to the memory of the nightmare I had the night I saw Space Jam that had the Mars Attacks trailer play before it.
That was scary.
It was scary.
Sean's smash main is salad snake.
I just remember it was like a big trough of like what looked like coleslaw, and a snake popped out of it. It scared me to death.
Wait, is that in Mars Attacks?
No, I never saw Mars Attacks.
Great film.
It freaks me out.
Salad snake is the funniest thing I've ever.
I'm trying to think of produce names for Big Boss and Gray Fox now.
Yeah, Broccoli Rob.
Yeah.
And I also just the idea of banging on your door in the middle of the night really freaks me out. Like no thought like scares me more.
It is scary.
Like ooh, I hate it.
Ooh,
And
man.
I haven't seen any horror movie really tackle that concept. Even It Comes at Night doesn't do that. I would like to see someone do
I'm
that.
saying a movie has not captured the concept of knocking on a door.
Well, no, like you're
Maybe a
asleep,
cabin?
you're alone. Yeah. No, I did see Knock at the Cabin. It was fine. It was okay. It was just straightforward. It's really good. It's great Shyamalan, but I made the mistake of going back and reading the ending of the book that it was based on and realized that Shyamalan Disneyfied it. But whatever. But like the idea of like, you're sleeping and you're comfortable. You're not, there are relatively no troubles in your life. Like everything's like pretty self-manageable, whatever. And someone's just like out of nowhere just starts wailing on your door. That freaks me the fuck out.
That happens to me all the time, and it's always someone who's like selling water delivery. Like, I get my water from have you guys had water deliverers come and knock on your door?
That's just you.
At 11 o'clock at night, Tyler?
Well, that's the only during the summer. It's the only time anybody can go outside.
Fair enough.
I guess that makes sense now that they want to deliver water in the heat of the day. But
Yeah.
I get it multiple times, like at least once a month. Someone's like, "We're in the neighborhood. We're delivering water."
Like the big ones or like just bottles?
I don't know. I just say I get mine from a grocery store.
A mouthful. I get mine from the sink. Oh, what does that do? What are people doing buying water for? It comes out of the faucet.
What are you selling it for? Come over here. Look at this. You turn the faucet on.
My camera went out. I don't know why.
I think we lost. Oh,
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
All right. Hang on a second. Let me try and fix this.
Will moved his
I
camera
don't know why
to
I
a
did that.
crazy angle.
Now, that's scary.
Oh boy. One
I
of the
don't-
guys supplying Tyler's water was walking in the background, and Will had to turn off his camera.
I don't know if there's enough meat on this bone for a full movie, but I would like to see a movie called Toilet Eel.
Ah,
That's always
Yeah.
scary.
They're making cocaine bears, so if they can make 80 minutes out of that, I think toilet eel could do something.
There's the dark universe right there. You got cocaine bear, toilet eel, salad snake.
Salad
Snakes
snake.
on a plane, salad snake. Like, just like, oh man, I
Colonel.
can see it right now. It's like you're at a fucking, not Rotten Tomatoes, what's it called? Plenty of Tomatoes? What's the restaurant?
You're thinking Sweet Tomatoes.
Sweet
but they
Tomatoes.
closed down.
Sweet Tomatoes.
They closed
Yeah.
down during the
You're at a-
pandemic.
You're at all of it?
Super crackers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
it
geez.
went out.
Okay, so I don't know. Are there any more buffet places open anymore?
Golden Corral?
Sizzler.
Golden Corral. The one close. The Golden Corral closest to me is closed.
Sizzler said with disdain. We have a Golden Corral indicator.
Sizzler. Okay, so you got Golden
Slave.
Corral, and you just got like an old woman just kind of going around, and like a snake just like comes out of the salad, but it's made of the salad, and it just bites her.
I don't think
I
anyone's
don't
going to
think
be
it's
afraid of this show. It's-
I think it's pretty scary.
This is a horror
At
movie
least,
for
you know,
one person, and he has grown up.
When did Space Jam come out? How old was I? Was I 5 years old when I saw this in the theaters?
What is this?
It's just I so closely remember this nightmare with the same night I went to go see Space Jam in theaters, and there's a Mars Attack trailer beforehand.
I don't understand the lot. Is there a salad
I don't
snake
know.
in Mars Attacks?
No, it's just the Salad Snake Nightmare came the same night that I saw this. It was November 15th, 1996. So I was 4 years old. That can't be true.
How do you know
Was I
what
taken
night
to the
it
movie
was?
at 4 years old?
Were you there on
I'm
opening
looking at
night?
when it was released. So it had to have been like November in 1996. Late November. 1996. Jesus Christ.
Great year.
So I must have been like 4
Yeah.
years old.
The
And
Olympics
I
were that year.
remember going home and like having a nightmare that night. And that nightmare stuck with me for so long.
Producer Peyton put in
With
the
the
chat.
salad snake.
I heard about salad snake for the first time at 7:15 this evening, and he introduced it as, you know, that one dream I have, salad snake.
I thought I had told her
Playing
about
the
it
hits.
before.
It's, you know,
Before
salad
marriage
snake.
tip, everyone. Before you get married, tell your fiance about all the weird nightmares you have locked up in there.
Peyton wakes
Just
up in
so
the
they
middle of the
know.
night. Sean's in a cold sweat, gun in hand. This guy had the salad snake dream again.
After 25 years, I finally got him.
Sitting in the kitchen cleaning a rifle, chain smoking. Just
If I go buy a big tub of coleslaw, I'm not trusting him.
which is not salad. That's,
I know.
It's
I just
cabbage
think
and
of my
mayonnaise.
salad snake, but it was like he was colored like coleslaw.
Sean's been eating giant bowls of coleslaw before every meal.
oh man, this is
I'll
really
have
gonna
the fried
upset me next time.
salad, please.
Next time I see a coleslaw trough.
Getting disappointed at every place except a barbecue joint when you ask for salad and they bring you a normal salad instead of just coleslaw. Like, I don't think this is salad.
Where's the mayonnaise?
Where's the mayonnaise? and the
Shred
little
this.
carrots?
Make it confetti.
Oh boy. Well, that's gonna stay with me for the rest of my life. My brain's like holding on to that forever. I honestly, I'd go under an MRI machine, and the doctor will say, "Think of salad snake," and we'll see what activates that part of
And
that
the
brain.
machine breaks.
And the BBs explode out of you like a bald eagle.
It's like it's such a close association. If I see one of the Mars from Tim Burton's, one of the Martians,
The
from
Mars.
Tim Burton's Mars.
Moms needs Mars.
Yeah, I thought they were all called Mars. But if they show me a picture of that, and it sees what part of my brain lights up when I think of the salad snake, that'll unlock a whole lot.
100% of your brain.
Just it's like all the neurons lit up. We've never seen this before.
He took the limitless pill.
If you use this power for anything else, you'd be winning a Nobel Prize for it.
Your brain 100% lit up, and the temperature of the room got 5 degrees hotter. Just at the mere mention of
light
salad
flicker.
snake.
Oh boy. Well, so that's going to be our prestige horror film. In a
Salad
way.
snake.
Salad Snake. God, it's already been an hour, folks. I've been Sean. You can find me on Twitter at that. Nope, you can't. Not anymore. You can find me on Twitter at Sean from Radish and Sean M. Berry everywhere else.
I'm Will. You can find me at Will from Radish. Maybe at Salad Snake. I want to see who's there.
I'll look it up.
You can find the podcast. While they're looking that up, you can find the podcast online at Radish Pod on Twitter. Does it exist?
We'll just send a picture of Salad Snake.
Oh,
But I
Let's
didn't know
take
what
it
Metal
back,
Gear
Ronnie.
Solid was then. So,
you can find us on YouTube at youtube.com/@radishpod, the @radishpod. What else? Oh, Tyler's question. I got two separate questions, one for each of you.
Okay.
Let's start with Will. Will, what's your favorite flavor of ice cream?
Moose Tracks.
Good flavor. Good flavor. Sean, your question. If you had to let one of your new cats out the door right now, pick which cat you have to leave outside the door right now. Just open up the door and place it outside. Which one?
I just watched Knock at the Cabin. That's all this is about.
I was thinking Fred Flintstone with a tiger.
Yeah, that's gonna be it.
The cat throws Sean out.
Yeah, I'm gonna be put out.
Yabba dabba doo.
These guys are gonna be big. They're gonna beat me up soon. Can't wait.
My two sons.
My two sons. Oh boy. Yeah,
Well, bye,
I'm putting
guys.
myself out. Bye, everyone.